Hello, Sharks fans! My name is Jacob Boyd, and I'll be presenting to you guys today the San Jose Sharks versus the Los Angeles Kings preseason Game 4 preview. The game is being played tonight at 7 p.m. at the SAP Center in San Jose. Sharks fans, you can find this video stream online at sjsharks.com/watch or listen in on the Sharks Audio Network at sjsharks.com/listen. The San Jose Sharks come in with 3 games played with a record of 1 win and 2 losses, where the Los Angeles Kings have 2 wins, 1 loss, and 1 OT loss. But before getting into the game, I wanted to point out a big update for the San Jose Sharks and their young defensive prospect, Jake Furlong. Furlong got sent back to the QMJHL earlier this week in roster cutdowns, but I wanted to mention that he was awarded a huge honor by his team, the Halifax Mooseheads, earlier today, and I wanted to go ahead and get into that. So it was mentioned that Jake Furlong was mentioned as their 35th captain in team history, which is huge news for San Jose Sharks fans because this exemplifies his work ethic and dedication to hockey. This is no small feat as Halifax had a great deep run into the playoffs last year, and they hope to do it again. I'll be watching Jake Furlong and the Halifax Mooseheads in the queue this season, and I hope to report back to all of you Sharks fans on his progress. You can also find this article on my Twitter, Hello Sharks Fans. So if you head over there, go ahead and click the link that's there, and you'll be able to pull up and read that article. And I highly suggest all Sharks fans to read that. But go ahead and getting into a few Sharks injury updates before getting into the Sharks vs. Kings preview. Mikael Granlund, who has been dealing with a lower body injury, was doing some side work drills, but not actually practicing on Friday. I can't see him suiting up for this game until he makes a few practices going forward, but I did get word that Thomas Bordeleau could be starting him in his place, centering the second line. Another injury to note is Radim Simek may have avoided a significant injury. As Coach Quinn stated, Simek is day-to-day with a lower body injury. Filip Zadina has a lower back injury from the hit by Zach Kassian, and he is day-to-day by participating in practice with an orange non-contact jersey. Something of note, I just heard that Zach Kassian apparently broke his finger and is going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. So maybe that's a little karma coming back in his face. So Sharks fans, you won't see Zach Kassian for another 4 to 6 weeks in the start of the season. But moving forward, Valtteri Puoley has not been on the rink since early training camp. Not sure his time frame on coming back, but I think he should get in one of the last 2 preseason games if healthy enough. So don't expect him in this matchup tonight versus the Kings. And lastly, Logan Couture is still day-to-day / week-to-week with lower body injury and no word on his status yet either. But getting into the Sharks versus Kings preview, I was noticing the forward lines for Group B at Friday's practice was similar to the lines that were played against the Anaheim Ducks rematch game. That was Peterson, Bordeleau, Zadina, Lindblom, Carpenter, Zetterlund, Gushkin, Robbins, Cardwell, Raska, Weisblatt, Smith, Castles, and Co. So I don't see that Coach Quinn will be starting this group, but Bordeleau was part of that group, and I do believe Coach Quinn did state that Bordeleau was going to be in for Granlund tonight. But Group A was practicing on Friday, and the lines were Barabanov, Hertl, and Duclair on line 1, Eklund, Borderlow for Granlund, since he's not going to be playing tonight, and then Cunnin to round out that line too. Then you got Hoffman, Sturm, Bailey on line 3, Russell, Todd, and Sabourin on line 4. Meanwhile, the defensive pairings were all over the place in practice today, and no word from Coach Quinn just yet on who might suit up. But the one on the rinks were Mukhamadullin, Ferraro, Vlasic, Benning, Ruta, and Kanishov. So I would expect this to be your D core for the Sharks tonight against the Kings. But looking deeper into the first line, I believe Coach Quinn wants to see a Barabanov, Hertl, and Duclair line just in case he needs to shift lines or get things going if things get stale with potential NHL lines of Zadina, Hertl, and Hoffman don't work out. With that said, this could very well be the line if Couture isn't back from injury by the start of the regular season. I believe the second line could be this year's third line in the regular season with Eklund, Bordelot, and Cunnin. With Bordelot filling in for Granlund as he works back from a minor injury, I believe Coach Quinn wants Eklund and Cunnin to start getting familiar with one's play. It is crucial for the players to understand where they like to be on the ice, and I think the preseason game is a perfect time to start that, gelling process. The third line is interesting and one that doesn't make sense, but Hoffman, Sturm, and Bailey are slotted here in practice. I feel the two of them make sense in Sturm and Bailey together, but Hoffman brings an interesting twist. I believe he can bring that offensive ability in the offensive zone. I think Bailey can bring speed and a big body down entering the offensive zone. And I believe Sturm can be that down low presence and work hard along the boards to win pucks, meanwhile, bring that always reliable defensive presence. On the fourth line, you got Russell, Todd, and Sabourin. I believe this is a huge game for this line, as Nathan Todd has really shown well in 2 preseason games now so far for the Sharks. Sharks fans should really see this guy, and he can really take a spot, or if he can take a spot in the NHL with more good play from him tonight. So looking forward to seeing Nathan Todd again. If the Sharks defense looks anything like practice, it will be nice to see Mukhamadullin again, as I just love this kid. And every time he's on the ice, he does things that wow me. Coach Quinn even stated that he looks like Chris Pronger with his height and posture on the ice. I would say that is a great name to be mentioned with, even if Quinn was only speaking about his posture. But personally, I think they have the same qualities in skating and mannerisms on the ice. Even with this praise from Coach Quinn, expect Mukhamadullin on the AHL Barracuda this season, as he needs more time to develop on North American ice. Mukhamadullin comes from European ice, which is a much larger ice sheet, and a reason to stay down with the Barracuda is to get him more seasoning and not really rush him. Either way, all this exposure to North American hockey is great for his development. Next, Sharks fans will see a mostly NHL defense in Ferraro, Vlasic, and Ruta. If all things stay the same moving into the game, and you will want to see who gets paired up with who and how they play with each other. But lastly, on the defense, you got Kanishov, which most likely will be a pair with Mukhamadullin on the third line, D pairing. And you hope as Sharks fans to see a steady game defensively from these two in the San Jose Sharks uniform, because this might be Kanishov's last attempt to show if he is, worthy of making the third line D pairing. But yeah, that's it for me, Sharks fans. My name is Jacob Boyd. and I'm with Hello Sharks fans. So if you like this content, please like this video, and I would much appreciate that you go look on my Twitter account at Hello Sharks Fans, and please go ahead and follow me there. But yeah, thanks for listening, Sharks fans. This was your Sharks Kings preview. Peace.